me ask you guys something. Are you making more than $80,000 a year in 1099 income every single year? If so, congratulations. You are absolutely killing the game. But if you are not, it's okay. Most of us are not there, and you probably don't need an LLC. So let's talk about why. What's up guys, my name is Tyra, and if you are a small business owner, self-employed person, or gig worker, welcome to Keeper Tax, your one-stop shop for all things 1099 taxes. Here on this channel, we create resources for freelancers, independent contractors, gig workers, and anyone else who files or should be filing business taxes. Welcome to Tax Myths, where I debunk random tax rules that you may have heard in these streets, okay? The myths that we will discuss in this segment have been plaguing gig workers and freelancers forever, and honestly, they're just so confusing. But as you know, I am here to give you the tax content you need to set yourself up for success. A lot of freelancers, business owners, and independent contractors think they need to form an LLC because it will lower their tax bill, and that's not necessarily true. Today, we're going to dive into why you do not need an LLC. Let me just say this up front. You don't need an LLC. It doesn't prevent you from doing the vast majority of things in your business. It doesn't lower your tax bill. It doesn't help you get PPP or SBA loans, and it doesn't make you cool. The one thing that it does is force you to do paperwork and pay every year to maintain it. I think I may have ruffled a few feathers with this one. If you're earning more than $80K from 1099 income consistently, then you should think about forming an LLC and choosing an S corp taxation. That's when you can really save some money from doing it. If you're not sure what that means, do not worry, I'll explain. But first, what is an LLC? So LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. It's a type of business structure, a way to shield yourself from liability in the course of business. For example, if you had an LLC and you got sued for any reason, your business would be sued and not you personally. So your personal assets wouldn't be on the line. If you don't form an LLC and you're just working for yourself as a freelancer, gig worker, or independent contractor, then you're what's known as a sole proprietor. This simply means you own an unincorporated business by yourself, hence the name sole proprietor. Now, an LLC limits your personal liabilities like I mentioned, so business creditors can't come after things like your car, your house, or anything else if you owe someone some money, okay? But if you are a sole proprietor, you don't have that corporate shield to protect your personal finances from debts and lawsuits. What an LLC doesn't do is automatically change how much you are taxed. A lot of people think once they start an LLC, they start getting a lower tax bill right away, and this is simply not true. If you run an LLC by yourself, the IRS will actually treat it like a sole proprietorship by default. That means you still have to pay self-employment taxes. If you aren't clear on self-employment taxes, I go into detail in this on my video on breaking down your tax bill, which you can find on our YouTube channel, and we will also link it down below in the description bar. But basically the takeaway is forming an LLC won't change anything about your tax situation automatically. So most freelancers and independent contractors do not need an LLC, but who actually does need one? I'm gonna break this down in 3 scenarios where an LLC might make sense for you. So first, if you have a lot of personal assets that mean a lot to you, let's say for instance you inherited a family home that you really don't want to lose just in case something goes wrong in your business, it might make sense to register an LLC so you don't possibly put that home in jeopardy. Second, if you're an Airbnb host or you've got a lot of rental property, an LLC might actually be a good move for you too. That way, if someone gets injured on your property and decides to sue you, your personal assets will be protected. And my third scenario is if you're making a lot of money doing 1099 work, let's say more than that $80,000 a year we were talking about, then an LLC can actually save you money on your taxes. To pull this off, you need to make enough on 1099 to pay yourself a fair salary and have something left over. So let me break this down for you, how it works. When you're a sole proprietor, you pay self-employment tax on all your 1099 income, which is 15.3%. Like I mentioned, if you have an LLC, you do get taxed as a sole proprietorship by default. But you can choose to have your LLC taxed as an S corporation instead, which is a type of small business corporation. Now, what does that mean? If you have an LLC taxed as an S corp, you can take your 1099 income and pay yourself a salary out of it. You'd only pay self-employment taxes on the salary part of your income. The rest of your income can be paid out to you as a distribution of profit, and you won't have to pay self-employment tax on it. Now, I have to say this because you are probably thinking it. The IRS expects you to pay yourself a fair salary. You can't go claiming your salary is $500 for the year just so you can avoid paying self-employment tax on the rest of your earnings. But it does give you some wiggle room to lower that self-employment tax amount if you're making enough on 1099. So guys, I know I just threw a lot of information at you, so in the comments below, please let me know if you have any questions about anything I mentioned in this video. And also, let me know in the comments if you already have an LLC. And if you don't, after watching this video, do you plan on filing an LLC for yourself? That is all that I have for you guys today. If you would like more easy to digest tax content, make sure that you give this video a like, and if you are not already, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button down below, and make sure your notifications are on so you can get all of the alerts anytime we post any new tax related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.